Okay, now I'm gonna do the arms and back workout. So these again I broke up into different sections so that way we're not working the same muscle too much in a row. And then it has the ability to be treated as a circuit. So the first section you can repeat as many times as you want as you get stronger and your endurance improves. I'm going to start out with just doing about 10 reps of each exercise without repeating, and then just taking like a quick 30-second rest break in between each circuit. Now for these you can use dumbbells. Again, I would recommend the first time going through the exercises to just use your body weight and to not use any extra weight just until you get the form down and make sure that we're not compensating in any way if we're using too much weight for an exercise that the muscle might be more weak than we expect. So we're going to start off with a little warm up just to get our muscles in our shoulders and arms moving. So a lot of these exercises are focused on the upper back muscles for posture, and then obviously arms, and then at the end it's a little bit more focused on smaller muscles like your rotator cuff. So just like the leg workout, we're starting with bigger muscle groups and then working our way down into targeting the smaller muscles after our bigger muscles have warmed up. That way we can avoid injury. So the biggest thing for arm workouts and back workouts is avoiding compensations. So one of the biggest compensations with these type of workouts is what we call the shoulder shrug. So let's say you're trying to do lateral raises and you're using too heavy of weights, so you start to shrug your shoulders up to try to go higher. Or anything, you're doing bicep curls and it's too heavy, so you're trying to do your shoulder shrugs. So if you find that the next day or even after the workout you're really tight up here in your neck, top of your shoulders, you are probably compensating a little bit with your upper trap muscles. So throughout these exercises it's important to focus on pushing those shoulders away from your ears, and then also avoiding kind of being hunched forward. So we're going to open up, stick your chest out, shoulders down. Form is very important for all of these exercises. So the exercises are just interspersed between arms and back because a lot of the muscles do both. So, and then at the end we're going to end with some stretches like we did before. So, warm up, pretty easy, just doing those shoulder rolls, kind of rolling your shoulders forward and back, and focus on pushing down and back towards each other, just to get those muscles moving, blood flowing a little bit. So, you can do a couple of those, and then the other ones are scap squeezes, or scapula or shoulder blades. So these are just focusing on pinching those shoulder blades together. You can hold them for a couple seconds. And then again, none of this. Keeping those shoulders down and back. Okay. Now, first one is a push-up plus. So doing your normal push-up, but then we're going to add a little bit extra move to work a different muscle. So you can do these modified, or if you're really strong and want to do the full push-up, you can do that. I'm not quite there yet because my arms are very weak. So I'm going to do it in the modified position. So it's just like that plank position, nice straight line, tight core. Okay. Now you can do these with your elbows tucked right into your side, more of a tricep push-up, or a little bit out. Okay, whatever's comfortable. So down up, and then the extra motion is you kind of arch your back up and then down. So that's the plus. So down, up, plus, and down. Okay? I'm not even going to show you the actual push-up because I can't do them. Okay, so the next one is then a row with shoulder blade squeeze. So I'm going to use my 5-pound weights for this. So for these exercises, to get in the position, you kind of have to kind of bend over a little bit. So you're going to put a little bend in your knees. Okay, stick your bottom out. Keep your back nice and flat. Okay, core tight. Going to kind of lean forward like this. Alright, and then you're going to bring those weights up right at your belly button line. Okay, don't come too far up toward your chest because that's just going to make you compensate with that upper trap. So row up, and as you're coming up, squeeze those shoulder blades together and then slowly lower. Slow and controlled is the key for all these exercises. Okay, so this is the row with scap squeeze. Working those scapular muscles, biceps. Okay, here's it from the front. Okay. Now again, just with the leg exercises, if your goal is to tone, then less weight, more repetitions. If your goal is for hypertrophy or muscle bulk, then you use a little bit more weight, fewer repetitions. Alright, this next one is called Superman. It works your back muscles, okay, and a little bit of your lats. So you're going to kind of lay on your stomach, palms down next to you, okay? Keep that head in neutral. And then you're going to lift your arms and your legs up, kind of crunching that back. And then down. Up and down. You should pretty much feel it down here in your lower back. And then all around here where your lats are. That's a Superman. So now, next one, basic bicep curl. So this one's important not to swing your arms. Slow and controlled. Keep those shoulders down from your ears. Okay. You're going to come up and then lower nice and slow. Okay, you're going to work those muscles in a little bit different way. Basic bicep curl. Keep your elbows tucked. Okay, don't want them out like this. We don't want to swing like this. Okay, elbows tucked, and it's just like a hinge. Up and slowly down. Again, all of these arm exercises is important to keep your core tight throughout as well. Alright, so that was the first circuit. So then, as we get stronger and more endurance, we can repeat that as many times as we want before moving on to the next one. First starting out though, we're just going to take like a 30-second rest break before we move on to the next one. So the next circuit, we're going to start with chest press. So ideally this would be on like a bench press at a gym, but since we don't have that, it's going to lay on your back, knees bent. You're going to have your arms kind of out, 90-degree angle. Alright, elbows bent 90 degrees. You're going to push up and rotate those hands so where your dumbbells are parallel with each other. And then slowly back down. Now as you come up, try to squeeze those arms in, squeeze those pecs. Back down. You can also just go straight up and down. I don't feel like I get as good of a contraction unless I rotate. And back down. That's like, let's see. Up and squeeze and slowly rotate down. Okay. Now the next one is called a reverse fly. I like to do a little bit lower weights for these just because this is a very easy one to compensate with, especially if the weights are too heavy. So I'm only using 3s. But you're going to get in that same position we did for the row. Bend your knees, stick that bottom back, core nice and tight, back straight. Alright, hands starting down at here, at your belly button. And when you come up, squeeze those shoulder blades together and back down. So you're kind of opening up this way and back down. Try to go right at your belly button range. That way we're not compensating with our upper trap. As you come up, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Slowly come down. Okay. Next one is hammer curl. So it's just like a bicep curl, except instead of having our palms up for a bicep curl, we're going to have our palms facing our sides. Okay, working your brachialis, different muscle in that bicep area. You're just going to hinge up just like bicep curl and then go nice and slow down. Again, try not to swing your arms. Nice and slow each direction. Keeping those elbows tucked. Okay. So that was the second circuit. Third circuit starts with, we start targeting a little bit smaller muscle groups. So this next circuit is mostly focused on your deltoid, okay? So we're going to be raising your arm in all different directions. I recommend starting out with no weights, but then if that's too easy, next time you do it, start with a low weight because these can tend to put a little bit extra stress. And when you use too heavy of a weight, it's really easy to do that shoulder shrug. All right, so the first one is lateral raises. Try to back up a little bit. So starting out with your arms at your sides, shoulders down away from your ears. Just going to raise up, side and back down. Now, if you can't even get to here without shrugging those shoulders, just stay in that range, okay? The goal is to get up to 90. Not really any need to go any higher than that. Again, keeping that core nice and tight. If you feel yourself arching your back or having to use your momentum, then your weight is too heavy. All right, so that's lateral raises. Next one is called tricep kickback with shoulder extension. So we're going to be in that bent over position. So knees bent, back straight, core tight. Okay, you're going to start with your arms bent like this. Okay, kind of keep that upper arm in line with your body. And you're just going to hinge at your elbow, kick back straight, and then lift off. Back down and bend. So this is the tricep kickback, then shoulder extension. So kick back, arm straight, lift up, back down. Now you probably won't be able to lift too high, and that's okay. So this is working those triceps, posterior deltoid. So then the next one are called forward raises, and I tweaked these a little bit to because I noticed when I was doing them originally I had a little bit tendonitis from it. So I changed the position a little bit to put a little bit less stress on bicep when we're doing this, because that's not really what we're targeting. So for this one, you're going to have your arms in your elbow at that 90-degree angle. Okay, and this we're going to hinge at our shoulder. So we're going to rotate up, kind of raise forward. Back up so you can see. So starting here, coming up till your arms are about perpendicular to the ground or parallel to the ground, and then back down. Again, no shoulder shrugging. Okay, and we don't need to go any higher than that. Kind of just keeping that elbow bent, rotating up and down. Now, an alternate way you can do that with a little bit lighter weight, and this is the way where I was getting a little bit more tendonitis in my bicep from. You can keep your arm straight and just raise straight forward and straight down. So if you like that way better and you don't have any pain with it, you can feel free to do it that way. Alright, so that was the third circuit. Final circuit is focused on the rotator cuff muscles. So these are very small muscles. They fatigue quickly. So our goal is to increase endurance. So we're going to use very light weights and then work on increasing the repetitions. Now, rotator cuff stabilizes the shoulder joint, so it's very important for even our ability to do any of these other exercises. Okay, and important for reducing risk of injury with these other lifting exercises. So, because they're so small, they're very easy to injure. So, start out with no weight or use a very, very light weight. Excuse you. I'm going to use a 3-pound weight to start, but even using a 1-pound weight or like a soup can or something to start out with will be good. I use a little bit lighter weights because I tend to have some issues with my rotator cuff. So if that's you too, then I suggest going very lightweight for these next couple ones. Now, these are mostly either on your side or your back. So we're going to get our yoga mats back out. Trying to get it. Actually, move down. Okay. So, this first one, you're going to start out on your side. You're going to have your arm against your body. Hold your weight in this top hand. Okay, kind of have it rest against your belly. So this one, you're keeping your elbow in place and you're just rotating straight up and then down. Nice and slow and controlled. Again, this is all rotator cuff muscles. Okay, keeping that elbow tucked is key. You should feel this kind of in the back of your shoulder here. Now again, if you have any pain, drop the weight and just do against gravity. You might even feel the burn with just doing that 10 or 15 times. If not, you can use like a soup can or a water bottle or something like that. Now while you're still in this position, you're going to switch to the arm that is underneath you. And then this one, keeping that elbow tucked underneath you, you're just rotating up. So keeping that elbow bent at 90 the whole time. Rotating up across your body and back down. These muscles tend to be a little bit stronger than the external rotators, the one we just worked. So you may not feel it as much with this one, but key is to lower down nice and slow. Again, we're working on endurance, not necessarily strength of these muscles. So then you'd switch to your opposite side and do the same thing. So elbow tucked, rotate up, and then bottom arm, rotate up. Both of these are also against gravity, so again, a little bit extra work with that. Alright, now, next one, you're going to be lying on your back, knees bent. These are called supine punches, or serratus punch, whatever you prefer, punching, if anything. So this one, you're going to arm straight up from the ground. You can have weight in your hand or start out with none. Arm straight the whole time. What you're going to do is you're just going to kind of punch up into the air. So that shoulder is kind of lifting up off the ground and back down. Keeping this arm straight the whole time. It's not this. Arm straight the whole time. Just lifting that shoulder up and back down. This is working a muscle that's very important for keeping that shoulder blade down against your body. Preventing scapular winging, so that shoulder blade kind of popping out on you. You can switch into the other side. Elbow straight, lift straight up and down. Alright, so that's a serratus punch. Next, this is working on stability of your rotator cuff. So again, you're going to have your arm nice and straight up in the air, and we're just going to do small circles. Now keep them pretty small, somewhere between your nose and the bottom of your sternum. Okay, so just right in this area. We don't want all the way down like this. Nice and small. Do 10 one direction, then switch and go the other direction. Okay, so we'll do circles, and then we can do the T. So arms straight, and you're just going up and down. So up to your nose, down to your sternum, up to your nose, down to your sternum. And then we'll switch and go out and in. So don't go across your body too far and don't go too far out to the side. Nice small movements. Just working on stabilizing that shoulder joint. I'm already feeling it. So you got your T's. And circles. Okay. Okay, that is the last circuit. So next are stretches, which I'll show you this one first, which I know you're very familiar with. Child's pose. Stretch that lower back and upper back. Just hang out here for as long as you want. Okay. The other ones are for our neck muscles. Move you back up here. Okay, so one is to stretch that upper trap just in case we had a little bit extra compensations. Keep it from getting too tight. So shoulders down away from ears, and then you're just kind of dropping that ear towards your shoulder. Don't raise your shoulder up. Defeats the purpose. Keep your shoulders down. Just let that head hang. If you want to take this hand and reach behind your back, get just a little bit extra stretch. Or you can take your hand and gently push down. Don't yank on your head. Nice gentle stretch. You should kind of feel it in the back of your neck. And switch into the other side. So this is for your upper trap. And then again, same rules apply for stretching. 60 seconds total, whether you want to do 2 sets of 30, 4 sets of 15, if you really want to do 6 of 10, or just hold for a whole 60. Next one is for your levator scap. So you should feel this in a little bit different position than your upper trap. Upper trap runs here, levator scap runs more this way towards your shoulder blade. So for this one, you're going to turn your head, kind of like you're going to sniff to see if you put deodorant on this morning, towards the armpit. Again, you can take this hand, go behind your back, take this hand and gently pull a little bit further towards your armpit. And then here's the opposite. Now the last one is to stretch your pec muscles, because during the day we're all on computers or writing or something and we get that hunched over position. Okay, and these pec muscles get very, very tight. So we need to open up our chest a little bit. I'm going to show you a stretch on, this is a foam roll. The best way for you to do this stretch is at the corner of your bed. So laying with your head at the corner of your bed and then letting your arms hang off of the edge. I'm going to show you on this though, because that's what we got down here. So basically, all you need to do is have your arms out straight across, kind of at 90 degrees, and let them hang down. You should feel it right across your chest. So hang right here for a little bit. Once you feel good and stretched there, you can bring your arms up kind of in a Y position and let them hang down that way. Just like that. Again, the best way to do that is probably going to be at the corner of your bed. Unless you have a foam roll at home too. Okay, that's the last one of the arm. So if you have any questions, let me know. Again, if anything causes pain, check your form. If you after you fix your form, it still causes pain, then stop that exercise. And let me know so we can change some things up. Again, I'll have a printout of this workout with the different options, and then I'll send you the flow sheet as well so you can keep track of your repetitions. Again, first time doing this workout, do it without weights and just do around 10 reps without repeating the circuits, just so you can get a feel for the form and make sure that nothing is causing any pain. And that's it. Say bye, Hugo. And I bored Hugo to sleep, so hopefully you're not bored too.